I thought we would do, I'm going to move back so you guys can see me a little bit better. I am back there on the mat, so hopefully everybody can see me pretty well. I'll try to demonstrate lots of different variations and perspectives of the poses, just in case anybody is new. So remember this is an all levels class. So I'm going to offer things, variations of poses. I want you to make sure you find your best variation of the pose. Do not feel like you have to do every variation. This is all about feeling good, letting your body feel good. It's not about, you know, trying to hurt yourself. You want to be kind to yourself, but you want to get the benefits of the yoga. So you're just going to try to find your own personal edge, wherever that is. It doesn't matter what I'm demonstrating, just find that pose that works best for you. Also, just a reminder, in case anybody is new and hasn't taken yoga before, we're always breathing in and out through the nose. Might have to take some practice there to get into the habit of doing that. So you're inhaling and exhaling through the nose, breathing diaphragmatically. So you should feel the movement at the abdomen, not so much in the chest, the shoulders. You want to try to get in the habit of feeling the belly fill and feeling that breath rise up to the heart here. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. The other thing is never any pain. Remember, be kind to yourself. If something hurts, doesn't feel right, come out of it. If we're holding a pose longer than you feel comfortable, come out of it. Feel free to use props. If you have blocks, please have them handy. Straps, have them handy. If you don't have blocks, books work great. Ties, socks, towels work great for a strap. Anything like that. If you don't have straps, you can have a chair nearby, or if you have your couch or another like a love seat, whatever it is near you that you can use as a chair, be sure and use that. A countertop, wherever you are, use the props as needed. Okay, so just make sure you want to feel better when you leave, not worse. So just really be kind to yourself and listen to your body. So with all of that being said, now I thought that we would focus on maybe some stamina and self-discovery. All right, so we've been kind of cooped up in our houses. We're starting to get freed up a little bit. So we want to learn to kind of move with our breath and be flexible. So we have the ability to navigate change with grace. And we're in a time of change, right? So that's what we want to do. We want to use our yoga practice for that. So a powerful tool that helps us go through different transitions in life and our yoga practice and holding and build strength and physical and mental strength is our breath. So we're always going to come back to that breath to try to find that comfortable place in every pose with our breath. So when you shift in a pose or you're trying to balance a pose, it's normal for like fear, doubt to kind of arise. So that's when we want to use our breath to help us in those poses. So another way of doing that is focusing on your core. So breath and strengthening our core is how we're going to build that stamina and that ability to change with grace. All right. So it's not going to be a too easy of one today. We're going to really focus on engaging our core. All right. Now we can get started. So what I'm going to have you do is lie down on your backs in Shavasana. So your arms are out at your sides. Palms are turned upward, about a foot or so away from your body with your arms. Your legs and feet are a moderate distance apart. Let the feet just fall open. Bring some length to the back of your neck. So a slight tuck of your chin might be nice, or if you'd like to prop with a pillow or a blanket, that's a great thing to do here. And then just close your eyes and start to let your body rest. You're beginning to allow the weight of your body to surrender to gravity. So you'll feel the contact points, the bones of your body rested on the floor. You can start to feel the muscles releasing and letting go around those bones. And just settle in here. Remember, we're working on fitting our body, ourselves into our bodies, into the pose, or fitting our bodies into the pose. As your body becomes still, you can take a few moments to start to tune in to the natural flow of your breath. Not controlling it here, just simply watching. You're observing the movement of the breath at your nostrils the movement of your breath at the abdomen. So that's where you're going to notice that little rise of your belly with every inhale, the slow fall of your belly with every exhale, but not forcing it, just watching. Let your breath start to find its own natural rhythm. Then after you settle into the rhythm of your breath, give yourself a moment to scan your body. So from your head to your feet, check in with the quality of your physical body, your energetic body, your emotional body. You're just noticing things about yourself today. Every day's a little bit different, right? So just notice these things about yourself. Notice how your breath feels. Notice how you feel energetically, how you feel emotionally, how you feel physically. Are there any tight spots? And see if you can find first one place to rest that feels good. Some days we have a bunch of places we can pick from, right? And other days it's like, ooh, is there anywhere that I can rest that feels good today, right? We all have those days, especially in this heat sometimes, right? It's been so hot. It really kind of is draining on the body. But see if you can find an area that you can rest, any one of those areas that feels good. Just spend a little moment in gratitude for it. Notice the things about it that brought your attention to it. And then after spending that moment in gratitude, begin to allow your breath to take care of those areas that maybe don't feel quite as good. If there's a spot in your body physically that always feels tight or stuck or just doesn't feel quite right, guide your breath to that space. Let every inhale open it up, every exhale soften and let go. Or maybe you just feel really wiped out today. You're fatigued. Let your full breath bring some energy to your body. Every inhale is drawing in that fresh energy, that fresh oxygen. Every exhale is letting go of whatever your body doesn't need. Or maybe today you feel a little stressed or wired. There's a lot going on, right? All you have to do is turn on the news and we know that. So maybe you want to just let yourself become mindful just to this moment, to what you're feeling. And that breathing in and out through the nose is naturally calming for the nervous system. Give yourself this hour or so to just relax and tune in to your breath and your own self. Nothing else matters. Then finally, after you've taken care of yourself, begin to move into your controlled yoga breath. So this is what we want to really learn and really practice. Starting to breathe in a little bit more deeply through the nostrils. Let your belly rise a little bit higher as you fill all the way to the bottom of your lungs. And then exhale. See if you can push all of that air out, as much as you can get out. Every inhale, fill, belly rises. Every exhale, belly lowers, emptying. Filling and emptying. Our body's like a vessel, right? Filling it up and emptying it out. After you are comfortable with that full breath, now let's begin to even out the breath, right? So now we want the length of the inhale to match the length of the exhale. So on your next full exhale, count how long it takes for you to do it. Maybe it's a count of 3, 2, 1. Maybe it's longer. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5. Whatever it is, match your inhale to it. And then finally, once your breath is deep and even, let's make it smooth. That means your inhale is going to flow right into your exhale, which is going to flow right back into your inhale, into the exhale. So it becomes like a water wheel, each breath flowing right into the next. And just maybe notice that brief second where one turns into the other, where the inhale becomes the exhale and the exhale becomes the inhale. All right, this is our breath. This is where we're going to stay the rest of our practice with this breathing. So whenever you think of it, come back to it. Now we're going to add some movement to this breath. So let's start to bring some movement to our fingers, our toes, the head and neck, wrists, ankles. Just start to wake yourself up, head side to side a little bit, circle, whatever you need to do here. Just wake up those extremities. And then on your next inhale breath, press the soles of your feet to one wall, extend your arms behind your head, reaching your fingers toward the wall behind you. See if you can softly press your low back, your sacrum into the floor. Hold it here, reaching as much as you can. Get as much space as you can. Stay breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next exhale, hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. All right, now let's drop the feet to the floor. And what we're going to do is we're going to isolate some abdominal work here, right? So we're going to try to engage our abdominals almost separately. So we're going to focus on one area at a time. So just rest. Let's take our arms, just bend your elbows, rest your head in your hands. Elbows are nice and wide. So now what I want you to think about is I want you to imagine you're pressing the back side of your rib cage, your lower ribs, into the floor. See if you can engage them and press them into the floor. Right? So it's just a little bit of activity in those upper abdominals, right? Hold it there, but continue to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let it go. Soften up a little bit. Maybe shift the knees side to side. All right, now let's return back to center with the knees. We're going to try again now with that lower rib cage, the back side of the rib cage, pressing into the floor. So here we go. Press it in. Now I want you to notice your sacrum, your low back. See if you can press that into the floor. So now you have your rib cage, low back pressing in. Feel it. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let it go. Soften. Shift those knees if you like. All right. How are we doing? Is everybody feeling that? Just give me a little thumbs up if you can. All right. So you should be feeling that abdominal work here. We're building strength. We're building that core, that stability. It is that core in our breath, moment by moment, that is going to keep us stable in yoga poses and in life, right? Finding our own inner strength, not just physical, but emotional as well. All right, so now we're going to add one more piece to this. So knees to center, or feet flat to the floor, head resting in your hands. All right, now let's work. Low rib cage. Then engage your low belly, your sacrum is pressing into the floor. Now see if you can draw in and up through your pelvic floor, right? That hammock, the pelvic hammock, that's our foundation. All right, so now you should feel really engaged. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right, so you should be feeling fatigued here, right? I hope you are, because that means you're really working it. Again, do what you need to do. Shift the knees side to side, or if you want to hug them in, whatever feels right. Maybe you want to give your legs a little stretch, send them long. Just release a little bit, because we're still going to do a little bit more work here. All right, ready? Feet back to the floor, knees bent. Rest your head in your hands. Now, let's engage it all. Low rib cage, sacrum. So it's like you're drawing your navel toward the spine. Pull your pelvic floor in and up, that pelvic hammock. Now on your exhale, see if you can just lift your upper body. It's like you're trying to take your low rib cage to your hips. So head and upper back are lifted off the floor. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Nice. Let's open up to a big stretch. Lengthen out. Arms reach back. Press the soles of your feet to the opposite wall. Nice. Now hug your legs back in again. Rock side to side. All right. We're going to add one more piece to this. So if you feel like you're able to, but this time we're going to make it a little bit different. We're going to rest the hands, palms facing down, underneath your low back. So now we're going to do the same thing. Knees are going to start bent. Now let's press the low rib cage, sacrum. So even with your hands there, you should feel your sacrum pressing into the floor. Engage your pelvic floor. Now let's take the legs, send them up to the ceiling. Try to stay engaged, right? Core's engaged. Start to lower very slowly your legs down toward the floor. I want you to stop before you feel your low back pulling away from the floor. So the second you notice that you're not able to hold it with your low back and your rib cage all pressing in, you want to stop there. So see how low you can come down, keeping all of that engaged. Yes. Here we go. 5, stay breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Hug the knees in. Rock side to side. Now let's just take a little twist for the low back. So once you feel like you're released there, the feet are going to come flat to the floor again. Arms come open wide, chest tight. Scoot your hips over to the left a little bit and let your knees fall to the right. You can maybe stack the knees. Maybe they're not stacked, doesn't matter. Just take a nice twist here. Take your gaze opposite the knees, nice and wide across the chest. Beautiful. Even here, breath is deep, even, smooth. All right, let's return to center. And then we'll scoot the hips off to the right and let the knees fall to the left. All right, now let's return back to center. Now from here, we're going to take Supta Baddha Konasana, which is the soles of the feet are going to come together. So the knees are bent, soles of the feet come together. You're going to let your knees open to the sides. Head can rest to the floor. You can rest your right hand to your belly, left hand to heart for a moment. Now, if this feels too much on your knees, if there's a pull there, this is when it's nice to use your props. A block under the thighs is nice. You can do that. Or maybe it just feels good to let them fall open. So you decide. Tune back into the flow of your breath. See if you can feel the breath moving first beneath your right hand at your abdomen. And then see if you can feel the breath rise up to that hand or to that space beneath your left hand. Remember to create some length in the back of your neck here. Don't have your chin tucked up to the ceiling. Tuck your chin a little bit toward the chest for some space. All right, so now we're going to try something a little different. Let's rest the arms alongside the body. Keep the legs open. Press the soles of your feet into each other and see if you can press your low back, your sacrum, into the floor. Your low rib cage into the floor, right? We've already done this. We know that. Now, this might be enough. If you want to go a little further, maybe you can lift your hips off the floor a little bit. So it's almost like a bridge, only the knees and legs are in that Supta Baddha Konasana position. So see if you can engage the core, lift the hips. If not, keep everything engaged, but everything's on the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, hug the knees into the chest. This time we're going to rock forward and back. So tuck your hands behind your knees. Get as much movement as you can here. And you might not get a lot of movement. You might be just wiggling a little bit, and that's okay. Or maybe today you feel really energized and you can fling those legs behind the head and come forward. So find your version here of just massaging along the length of the spine. If you can, maybe you can rock up to your seat and we'll shift to tabletop. If you can't get up there, just come to tabletop, whatever way gets you there. So tabletop, all fours, hands and knees, right? Wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. So now we're thinking about pressing the tailbone to the wall behind you. So imagine if you can just get that energy, that feeling of trying to press the tailbone back, and you're trying to lengthen your crown forward. Then once you're there, press in, spread your fingers nice and wide, press into your fingertips, the knuckles at the base of your fingers, and the palm heel of your hand. Push the floor away. See if you can push the floor away with your lower legs. Nice. Now let's begin to move in and out of cat-cow. So on your exhale breath, the navel is going to draw toward the spine, chin toward the chest. Inhale, sit bones open, belly lower, shoulders draw away from the ears. So notice I'm pulling my shoulders back. Exhale, press into those hands, those fingertips. Really get some space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, cow, open up across the chest. So see if you can close your eyes here and let this movement connect to your own flow of breath. Every exhale is cat, getting that articulation of the spine, right? That flexion in the spine. That inhale, cow, it's taking that full inhale. So if you get to the top of your cat before you finish your exhale, just hang out there till the exhale's complete. Never rush the breath. Beautiful. One more breath here. And on your next exhale, we're going to send the sit bones back toward the heels, taking a child's pose. Now remember, child's pose, knees can be together or apart. Some people prefer them apart, some like them closer together. You're taking your arms long out in front, soften your forearms, then soften your head. The head might touch the floor, it might not. It does not matter. You can, if you want it to rest on something, grab a hold of your block or a pillow, rest it on that. If you're okay with it not touching the floor, that's fine too. Just feel something in the sides of your body, something going on in your shoulders and upper back, even your low back, right? This is getting right into the hips, the glutes. Tune into the movement of your breath against your thighs. Remember, we should feel the belly pressing against the thighs with every inhale because the belly is moving with our breath. All right, now let's return to our tabletop. And let's work that leg extension. So we're going to start by bringing the right knee toward the nose and then send it back. Exhale, pull that knee toward the nose. Now even here, you're still pressing into your fingertips, your hands, right? Pushing the floor away, get that space. Inhale, send the leg back. So when the leg comes back, we're thinking out, not up, right? We just want it to come right out from the hip. Press it back. Exhale, into the nose, inhale, back. Nice, working that. Now this is a great place to be, especially if you're new to yoga, stay right here, just working the leg. If you want to add a challenge, if you've been here before, you've done yoga a ton, when that right leg's back, lift the left arm, reach it out. Then exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. So you choose, right? All these choices in a yoga practice. Find yours. Still pushing through that right hand now, if you have that left arm extended, right? So you're balancing yourself on that lower left leg and the right arm. Nice. Now the next time you come out, when you're lengthened, let's see if we can hold it. So you might be here with two hands planted. All 5 toes are pointing to the floor, right? I don't want that hip rotated. I want all 5 toes pointed. Push into the floor. If you want to try, if you haven't been doing the elbow to knee, maybe you want to try the balance when you're holding still. Think about zipping up your abdominals here, right? Hips to ribs, ribs to hips. Beautiful. Hold it. 3, 2, 1 and done. Come on down. Take a child's pose and rest. Now remember too, if child's pose doesn't feel so great for you, is a recovery pose, if it bothers the knees or the hips or anything, know that you can always shift forward onto your stomach and lie down on your stomach as well in that crocodile pose. So know that it's always an option. All right, now let's return back to our tabletop. Send the left leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen it right back. Exhale, push through the hands, round through the upper back. Really engage your core here, right? It's like you're trying to take the lower ribs to your hips, your chin to your chest. Beautiful. Now, if you want that balance, if you did the balance on the other side, it's that right arm that's going to come long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Nice. Let's prepare for the hold. So again, both hands planted, left leg back, push the floor away. If you want the balance, it's that right arm that reaches. If you want to try it when you're holding steady, you might want to, you might not. See how it goes. Stay with your breathing. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Lower down. This time, let's all shift forward onto our stomach. Stack your forearms, and we'll take a crocodile pose. So let's give those knees a little break. Maybe shift the legs side to side a little bit, the feet. You can have them bent. Just release the low back. Maybe you want a flutter kick. Just shake it all out. All right, when you're through, we'll lay those legs back down, press back up to your tabletop, and then we're going to come up high on the knees. So we're going to do 2 poses up here on our knees. This might be where you like your block. So the first pose we're going to do, we're going to take the left leg out to the side and point your toes toward that wall to your left. So we're stacked here on the right knee. Let's take the right hand to the hip. And all we're going to do here is exhale, slide the left hand down the left leg. And then inhale, rise back up. Exhale, slide down. Inhale, rise. Nice. So what we're looking for here is to keep the rib cage open. Remember, we're not folding forward. Try to stay as open as you can. Hinge right at that hip crease. So exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. We're going to exhale and hold. So see if you can hold it here. Open up your rib cage. Maybe you can take that top arm and reach it to the ceiling. Maybe you want to reach that top arm across your ear. So you choose. You can keep the hand to the hip or reach. Looks good. Keep breathing. Last breath. All right, rise back up. Now, here we're going to take our block or your prop, any height, rest your right hand on that block. So we have our hand, our knee, and our leg, our foot reaching out. We're going to wedge that foot now, so turn those toes to face the front of the room. Now let's take the left arm high. Now what we're going to do is we're going to scoop this arm, reach it toward the left leg, down and forward, bring it up and forward, and then open up your rib cage. Nice. Exhale, scoop down. Lock in. Inhale, reach it all the way up and around. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lock in. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Hold it here. If you can, if you need to take that hand to the hip, go ahead and go there. Let's see if we can hold it. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let it go. Beautiful. Shake it out. We're going to switch sides now. So now we'll take the right leg out to the side. Point your toes to the right wall. We're going to work that gate pose. Left hand to hip. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Nice. Start to move with your own breath now. Whatever your breath count is. Remember, 3, 2, 1, maybe more, maybe not. This one we're going to hold. Open up your rib cage. Now maybe that top arm can come high. Maybe you want to reach it beyond the ear. Nice. Rise up. Perfect. Plant that hand now. Left hand on the block, whatever height you want to choose. Wedge that right foot so the toes are pointing to the wall in front of you. Let's open up the rib cage here. Hand to the hip. So this might be enough. You might want to just stay here. This is fine. You're getting that stretch. You're building that strength. If you'd like to try reaching the arm high, go there. You might want to stay here. If you want to try the movement, we're scooping it toward the right leg and down on the exhale. Inhale, open and reach. Exhale. Inhale, open and reach. Exhale. Inhale, open and reach. Last one, exhale. Maybe we're going to hold it here. Push through that hand that's on the block or the floor, wherever it is for you. Rib cage is open. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Rise up. Take a child's pose. Now we're going to come up to tabletop one last time. We're going to work something called a swan bow. So what we're going to think about doing here is we're going to lengthen the right leg back. Push through your hands. Try to keep those hips square. Now on the exhale breath, we're going to bend the elbows, bow down. Try to bring your forehead, if you can, to the floor. And then push the floor away. Actually, I'm going to change the breath pattern here. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale on the way down. And then exhale, push away. So it's almost like a push-up, right? All right, let's try it again. Inhale down. Exhale, push the floor away. Nice. Down, that leg is lifted, right? So we're not lifting the leg itself. One more time, down, hold it. 3, 2, 1. Nice, release, come on out. Shake out your arms if you need to, right? It's a lot of arm work, building strength. Shake out your wrists. So now, if you want to try with a challenge, the next time you come down, you can try to hover. So when we hold it, not resting the forehead so much on the floor, but see if you can hover it just a little bit above the floor. Again, it's your choice, forehead to the floor or hover. So let's try taking the left leg back. And here we go. Exhale down, or I'm sorry, was it inhale, then exhale, push up. I keep goofing that up. Inhale, fold down. Exhale, push. That's where the strength is. Use that exhale to push. Inhale down. Exhale, push. Last one. Down and hold. Hover that head or rest the forehead on the floor. 3, 2, 1, and done. Nice. All right, now let's gaze to the top of the mat. We're going to take a step up with one foot, then the other. Ragdoll pose. So grab a hold of your elbows, your biceps, right? Knees are bent. So we see that the knees are bent, feet are hips width or wider apart. And you're just sort of hanging out here, right? We're bringing the belly toward the thighs. Let the head hang nice and loose. Maybe sway side to side. Or maybe you feel some tension in your shoulders. You can always just swing the arms, get some tension out of there. Maybe you need some tension out of the head and neck. You can nod the head. Yes, no. Let Ragdoll take care of whatever areas you need. All right, now if you don't have a hold of your elbows, grab a hold of them. You're still rested with your belly toward the thighs. See if you can rest your forehead on your forearms. Hang here. Now on the next exhale, see if you can exhale, press your sit bones up, keep your head on your forearms if you can. And then inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, press the sit bones up. Inhale, bend the knees. So a couple more on your own here, right? So we're just trying to get some length in the back of the legs. Beautiful. Nice. Keeping that forehead toward the arms. One more. When you press those sit bones up, hold it there. Keep on breathing. Nice. Now we'll release the arms, let them hang. Keep your knees bent as you roll up your spine. Once you're upright, mountain pose, right? So mountain pose, top of the mat. Feet hips width, toes at 12 o'clock. Lift your toes and spread them, lower them back to the floor. So now we're pressing into the four corners of the feet. The base of the big and little toes, the sides of the heels, the inner ankle bone. Draw it inward and toward the back wall, right? So you're screwing your feet into the floor. You should feel your arches lifting off the floor. Soft knees. Neutral pelvis, so just a very slight tick of the tip of the tail. Now let's think about turning on our abs, right? Ribs to hips, hips to ribs, whatever that is for you. If that means drawing it in, if that means pushing them out, you decide how to engage those abdominals. Take your shoulders back, shoulder blades down and in. Turn your palms forward, spread your fingers. Crown of the head wants to touch the ceiling. Mountain pose. This is your foundation of all your standing postures. So all those little things that we just covered, you're going to do that in all your standing poses. Take a little bit of that resistance out and just let yourself be energized, but rest. Tune back into the flow of your breath through the nostrils, deep, even. What's your breath count? Smooth. All right, next inhale, let's take the arms up overhead. On your exhale, hinge at the hip crease, fold, long, flat back. Fingers brush toward the floor. Inhale, rise, lead with your arms, shoulders, upper back. Exhale, fold. So continue to move this way on your own. Close your eyes if you can, right? As long as it doesn't affect your balance to have your eyes closed, you can really tune into your own breath and movement. Nice. Remember that hinge point is the hip crease. The spine is going to stay nice and long. Beautiful. Take your time. Excellent. You guys look great. Now, the next time you come down, let's hold it, okay? So we're going to hold that forward fold. Maybe your hands come to your block, maybe somewhere on your leg, maybe if you're using a chair or something, whatever it is, just feel those sit bones reaching back or up, long spine. Nice, any amount. Next inhale, rise all the way back up. Nice. Let's take our hands to heart. We're going to rest them here just for a moment. Big breath in. And out. All right, so now we're going to work a little balance. So we're going to try to find that stability moving from one balance pose to another, right? So we're going to work one side and then the other, just to kind of warm it up. We're going to revisit this again in a little bit. All right, so what I want you to do is keep your feet hips width apart. Find a focal point. So in yoga, that's called a drishti. It's something that isn't moving. It's stable. You're going to find it with your gaze out on the floor in front of you, maybe the wall in front of you. So what we're going to do first is lift our right knee and see if you can lift your arms high. All right, let's just see if we can find the balance here. So to lift that knee, you're engaged in your core. See if you can think. Hips to ribs, ribs to hips. Long spine. Nice. Beautiful. Hold it one more breath. All right, let it go. Shake it out. All right, so if you stumble out of it, if you lose the balance, that's okay. Just shake it out. Balance is practice, right? We're just trying to find that stability with our breath. All right, now let's try the other side. So let's lift the left knee. Ground down through the right foot. See if maybe you can take your arms overhead, or maybe out to the side is better for you. Or maybe you need to just step to a wall and just take a finger to the wall. Know that sometimes just a finger touch to the wall is beneficial. Just work that balance. You got it. Nice. There's always ways. And release. Shake it out. So remember too, balance changes every day. So you could try this tomorrow and you might do great at it. So don't judge yourself too harshly, because lots of things affect balance. It could be fatigue, inner ear things going on. There's just some days it's better than others. So don't really worry about it. This is all about practice. All right, so now we're going to make this a little bit more challenging. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go from our knee lift and just see if we can send that leg and arm back a little bit. Then lift. I'm going to turn this way. Send the leg back. Lift. And back. Doesn't matter how high that leg comes in either movement. Just see if you can find the balance. And always know you can just touch the toe to the floor if you need to. Nice. Find your focal point. This is great for the mind, guys. Great for balance. It's really good to keep us strong that way. We all need that balance practice. One more. Lift and back. Nice. Drop the foot, shake it out, because I know that standing leg is probably tired. Am I right? Yeah, that's fatiguing, but it's building strength. So let's try the other side. When you're ready. And you might find that this side is easier, maybe not, because the sides can be very different. So again, set position, find your focal point. Let's lift the left knee. And it doesn't matter. The toe might just be a half an inch off the floor. Who cares, right? Find your balance. Then send the leg back. Oh, wait. Now, we were just going to balance on this side first. I'm sorry. Let's not send the leg back yet. We just want to balance here. Okay. Now, leg back. Inhale up. Back. Nice. Keep it moving. Remember, transitions with your breath. Try to keep that breath even, smooth. Let that bring that stability, that calmness to the movement, to the pose. Nice. Last one. Perfect. Shake it out. All right. All right. So far, so good? Do I get a thumbs up? All right. All right. So now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to work on our sun A, and then we'll go into a sun B. All right. So when you're ready, start at the top of your mat. Always keep your blocks handy if you like them. Make sure that they're not in the way to stumble on. All right. So sun A first. Hands to heart. Take an inhale, arms come high. Reach your fingers to the ceiling, soften your shoulders down. Lift your chest and hold. Exhale, fold, long flat back. Forward fold, we've been here. Pressing your chest and belly toward your thighs. Then inhale, slide your hands halfway up the legs. So you're going to press into the legs here. So let's hang on to this a little bit, right? We're looking for space. So the hands are above or below the knees. See if you can press into them and straighten your arms. Then watch my back. My back could be like this, or I can engage those upper back muscles and draw those shoulders back. Shoulder blades are going to hug the spine. Nice flat back here, right? Core is engaged. Exhale, lower down. Then we're going to take a step back with the right foot, then the left. Come into your plank. So remember, plank is knees down or knees up. You choose. Either way, core is zipped. Activate your abs. Then you can either drop to the knees, rock forward and come down, or you might want to come down through push-up. Tops of the feet to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest. Hover your hands, drag those elbows back. Hold it here. Don't let those feet pull off of the floor. Exhale, lower down. Send the sit bones back to child's pose or up to downward dog. Now, if you're in child's pose, move to tabletop. You can start to stretch one leg and then the other, pressing into the heel, pressing that heel back. Toes are on the floor, or pedal your feet in down dog. So whatever variation you're doing, there's an option. Nice. If you're in tabletop, continue to alternate one leg and the other. If you're in downward dog, let's release both heels toward the floor and hold it. Spread your fingers, press into those fingertips, knuckles, heel of your hand. Send your sit bones a little higher. If you're in downward dog, nice. All right, now we're gonna gaze to the top of the mat from tabletop or downward dog. We're gonna take a step up with the right foot, then the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. So we're making that transition from standing to the floor and back up. Big breath in. Let it all out your mouth. Big breath in. Release all the tension. Nice. Let's take another Sun A. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Now we're going to move one movement, one breath. Inhale, rise up halfway. Activate that upper back. Yes, pull those shoulders back. And lower. Inhale, step back left, then right. Take your variation of plank, knees up or down. Exhale, just rock forward a bit. Come down through push-up or through knees to your stomach. Inhale, lift the chest, hover the hands, drag those elbows back. Exhale, lower down, take a child's pose or a downward dog. Next inhale, you can gaze to the top of your mat from downward dog or tabletop and take a step up left foot, and then the right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Breath in. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Breath in and out. Now let's do one round each of Sun B. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, lower. Now from here, we're going to inhale to chair pose. So sit bones come down and back. Arms are going to reach up. Keep them either alongside your ears or bring them to heart. Hold it here. So now, chair pose, weight is in the heels. Can you see and wiggle your toes? Take a look down. If you can't, send your weight back a little further. Tuck your tail. Lift your gaze a bit and lift your chest. Yes, perfect. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold down. Nice. All the way down. We're going to take a step back with the right foot on the inhale breath. Lower down to that right knee. So here we are in our kneeling lunge, right? Stack the left knee over the ankle. Some space between your knees. Tuck your tailbone here. Sink your hips. Yes. Now you should get right into that hip flexor, right? Inhale, arms come high. Soften your shoulders. If you'd like, zip that core up and lift your chest. Now we'll lower the hands down. Take a step back to plank. Your plank, whatever it is for you. Exhale, rock forward through knees or push up, lower down. Tops of the feet to the floor. Now this time on the inhale, you can take a baby cobra, hover like we were, or maybe you want to push into your hands a little bit, firm up your core and open up your chest. See how that feels. Exhale, lower down. Take a child's pose or a downward dog. Next inhale, we're going to gaze to the top of the mat. And you're going to take your right leg high. So from tabletop or downward dog, you choose. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, step the right foot up between the hands. So let's come into our kneeling lunge on this side. So now the right knee is stacked. Space between the knees. Tuck your tail. Sink your hips. Lift your arms. Nice. Hold it here. Now lower your hands. Take a step up to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Big breath in. Let it go. Big breath in. And out. All right, last side. Now one movement, one breath. All of those poses. Here we go. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot steps back. Lower down to the knee. Kneeling lunge. Tuck, sink, and lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, plank. Exhale to your stomach through knees or push-ups. Inhale, choose your cobra. Exhale, lower. Send the sit bones back to child's pose or downward dog. Inhale, either tabletop, you're going to lift the left leg high, or from downward dog, lift the left leg high. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, step that left foot up. Tuck the tail, sink the hips. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, step up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice. Rest here now with your hands at heart or at your sides. Close your eyes and take a moment to give yourself a second body scan, all right? So from head to feet, check in again on the quality of your breath, your body, and your mind. All right, so now, let's turn to face the long edge of our mat, maybe the right side. Let's just work a couple of open hip postures, right? So we're gonna move in and out of some poses, and then we're gonna hold, right? So we're using the breath for that transition and for the holding to find the stability. So we're facing the long edge of the mat. Let's turn the right toes out. That should take you to the back of the room, right? Turn the right toes to the back of the room, wedge the left. We're gonna bend the right knee, stack it over the ankle. So now here we are with our front heel, that right heel lined up with the arch of your left foot. Grab a hold of your hips here and see if you can pull them back and rotate those hips open. Then engage your glutes here to hold it, and then take your arms out to the side. So you should feel that rotation in the hips, right? Your ribs, your hips, everything is facing the long edge of the mat. Arms gazing over the right fingertips. Press through your feet, hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now let's come through center. We're going to pivot now to warrior 2 to the left. So turn your left toes out, probably pointing to the front or toward the camera. Wedge the right foot, heel lined up. Stack your knee. Grab a hold in those hips here. Rotate. Open up those hips. Engage your glutes, arms long. Stretch. Gaze over your right fingertips. Or your left fingertips, I'm sorry. Shoulders soft. press in like you're ripping the mat apart with your legs, right? Press down and forward with the front foot into the outer edge of the back foot. 3, keep breathing. 2, 1. Nice. Come on out. Shake it out a little bit. All right. Now we're going to go back to that warrior 2 to the back of the room. Turn out your right foot, wedge your left, warrior 2. Now let's take the right elbow to the thigh. Let's work here. So we're going to extend the arm overhead. So now let's move in and out of this. Keep your legs. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, elbow to thigh, reach, windmill the arms. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side. Just move in and out of this. Check in on your knee. Be sure it's stacked over the ankle. Follow your breath. Beautiful. Now this time we're going to hold that extended side angle. Reach the arm. Now remember, you can always take the hand to the hip if you need to. What we're going to focus on here is core work. So see if you can stabilize your core and take some of the weight out of that elbow, right? You can rest it there, but don't dump into it. Maybe lift it off and then just gently place it without pressing in. 3, 2, 1. Come on out. Now let's turn left toes, wedge the right, warrior 2. Take that moment to settle in. All right, here we go now. Exhale, extended side. So elbow to the thigh. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. We're going to hold. So decide where you want this top arm, reaching over or to your hip. Keep the rib cage open. Now engage your abdominals and see if you can lift that elbow off the thigh. Then gently place it back without putting any weight in it. 3, 2, 1. All right, press out. Shake it out. Let's come to the top of the mat. All right, we're going to work one more balance pose before coming back down to the floor. So what we're going to do here is find the focal point, set position, take a step back with your left foot. Let's come into warrior 1. So warrior 1, railroad track spacing, knees stacked over the ankle. Your back toes are pointed about 10 o'clock, all right? Now let's pull the right hip back, press the left hip forward. Inhale, arms are going to come high. All right, so here is our warrior 1. Hold it here. Keep breathing. Now we're going to take our hands to our hips, shift forward, and see if you can lift the back leg off the floor. Then inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, shift and lift. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, shift and lift. Inhale, warrior 1. Last one, shift and lift. Hold it here. See if you can just hold that balance with that leg reaching back. All 5 toes point down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Shake it out. Legs should be feeling it. Building that strength. All right. Last one before coming to the floor. Step back right foot. Railroad track spacing. Right back toes now are pointing at 2 o'clock. Inhale, arms high. Stay with your breath. All right, hands to hips and lift. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, shift and lift. Inhale. exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale. See if you can find a place to hold it. Even if the toe tips are still touching the floor, you're still working that balance. 3, 2, 1. Nice, come on out, shake it out. All right, let's take a big inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees enough to bring your hands to the floor. Come down to one knee, then the other. We're gonna come onto our stomach. Take a few moments in cobra. I'm sorry, crocodile, I meant. Forehead on the forearms, not cobra. That's working when we don't really want to work too much at the moment. All right, now let's bring the chin or the forehead to the floor. Arms are going to rest alongside you. The next time you exhale, I want you to lift your lower legs, or your legs, I'm sorry, right from the hip. So we're lifting and then lower. Lift and lower. Exhale, lift the legs, hold. So I'm going to turn to the side here. See how it's right from my hip. Try to keep the chin to the floor. 3, 2, 1. Soften. All right, shift those hips side to side. Take a cheek to the floor. All right, now plant the tops of your feet to the floor. Chin or forehead to the floor. Arms rest here. On your inhaled breath, lift the chest. Maybe reach your fingers back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the chest. Try not to let the toes lift. And lower. Last one, we're going to hold. Inhale, lift. Hold. Now, if you feel like you can try to lift the legs as well, or keep them planted. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Lower down. Send your sit bones back. Take a child's pose with your arms alongside your legs. Soften your head. Couple of breaths there. All right, next exhale, roll up the spine. All right, let's come on to our seats just for a moment here. We'll take the left leg long. We're going to bend the right knee, and then just open that knee out to the side. Let the sole of your foot rest inside the thigh here. So we're going to work a forward fold. If you like your strap, you can work that here. Remember, you can always place a block underneath that knee if you need to. So we're going to press into the sit bones, lift up, exhale, hinge. So you're lengthening yourself over the leg. Coming to that edge just before your spine wants to round. And hold it here. Soften your head. Tune into your breath. Rise up. Nice. Now plant that foot to the floor. Knee is going to be pointing up now. We're going to take a twist. So this foot can rest inside the thigh, or you can cross it over. So as long as that sit bone doesn't come off the floor, you can cross it over. If it does, keep it on the inside. Take the right hand behind, lengthen, take a twist to the right. right, return to center. Switch sides. Right leg comes long, left leg's opening out. Take your forward fold here with your strap or walking forward. But you're getting length first, hinge at the hip crease. Spine stays long. Soften your head once you get to that edge. And then we'll rise up. Nice. All right, plant that foot inside or over. Left hand comes behind. Take your twist to the left. Remember, you can use that arm and wrap it around, or maybe you like to place it in front of the thigh and sort of press into it to move you into the twist. So again, find a way to fit yourself into the pose. Return to center. Plant the feet to the floor. Rest your fingertips on the floor here. Create that V. We're going to slowly slide the fingers back as you roll down the spine. So try to keep control here. Once you touch, hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. So we're going to do one final pose here, an inverted action pose. So the supported inverted action, you're placing the block right under your sacrum, your book, your block, whatever, and you can send the legs high. Or you can always use the option of placing your legs over your couch or chair and resting that way. The actual full inverted action pose, you're going to rock back and forth on the spine, catch your hips, rest your hips in your hands. Weight should be in the backs of your arms or your upper back, and your upper back, not in your head or neck. Knees can stay bent here. You're just looking to support them. So any way to have those legs elevated, you choose. Nice. When you're ready to come out, you can slide the block out, or you can roll down the spine. Now, if you would prefer, if you have your legs over the couch, if you want to stay there for final relaxation, you can go there. If not, when you come out, just give yourself a stretch and then settle into your final relaxation pose. Shavasana, remember, I think last week we did legs up the wall or on the couch. You can do that. Some people like that Supta Baddha Konasana, where we were earlier, with the soles of the feet together and propping with the block. If you like that variation, you can go there, arms out at the sides. So choose your relaxation pose. Get your pillow, your blanket, for about 5 minutes of a systematic relaxation. It's taking your time to close your eyes and settle into the pose. Feel the weight of your body begin to surrender to gravity. You might notice the contact points of your body on the floor beneath you, the shadows, the spaces. You might begin to sense the space above you by feeling the touch of air on your skin, warm or cool. You might begin to become aware of your presence in this space between the mat and your ceiling. As your body begins to become aware of this moment, your mind slows down and begins to still, allowing you to become the observer of your own breath. Each nourishing inhale as your belly gently rises, and each cleansing exhale as your belly slowly falls. With time, each breath becomes a bit deeper, more even and smooth. An unbroken stream that flows without sound, without pause. Inhale to exhale. Exhale to inhale again and again. Now carry that breath to the crown of your head. And as we begin to travel downward through the body, use each inhaled breath to breathe in relaxation and each exhaled breath to carry away tension, strain, or fatigue. Traveling down to your forehead, your eyebrows and eyes. Feel the nose become soft and feel the touch of breath at the base of your nostrils, warm and cool, with each exhale and each inhale. Breathe into the muscles of your lower face. Soften your neck from top to bottom. Feel your throat relax. Your shoulder muscles soften and the bones become heavy as they sink deeper and deeper into your mat. Relax your upper arms, lower arms, wrists. Feel your hands become soft and limp as the tension flows out of your fingertips. Rest your awareness now at your upper chest and soften there. Breathe in relaxation across your ribs to your abdomen. And from your upper back down the length of your spine. Feel the muscles of your middle and low back begin to let go as your upper body sinks deeper and deeper into relaxation with every breath. Breathe in relaxation and breathe out tension. Allow that relaxation to continue across your hips and your glutes. Feel the weight of your thigh bones become heavier and heavier as your thigh muscles surrender their hold and the bones sink to the mat. Soften downward across your knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. Allow your whole body to relax from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. And let any last bits of tension flow outward through your feet. You're now as relaxed as you want to be. Notice the sensations of your breathing. your soft muscles, and your calm, still mind. Peace. 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 Take a moment now when you feel ready to prepare your body to reawaken, to return to your day. Bring some movement to your fingers, your toes, maybe your head and neck. Then gently rub the palms of your hands together. And place your warmed hands over your eyes. Open your eyes to the warmth and energy of your own hands. And then slowly draw your hands down to let in the light of day. Take a moment to do what you need here. Maybe massage your temples, your forehead, or maybe you feel like you want to open up to a big stretch or hug your knees in. Whatever feels natural in your own body. And then finally, when you feel ready to move, just simply roll to your right side for a moment. Give your heart a moment of rest before moving on into the rest of your day. Allow the weight of your body to melt away from your heart. Give your heart a chance to feel light. When you feel ready to return to your seat, just rise very slowly and carefully, taking a seated pose for a moment of gratitude to your body for moving you in and out of all these poses, for allowing you a moment of stillness, of quiet. And then a moment to acknowledge the positive energy that everyone has brought into this virtual space today. And together, we say, Namaste. Thank you. Thanks for joining me, and come again.